This is why some decisions seem to unravel over time. It's not that the decision was wrong, it's that the disagreement was never properly worked through. Strong teams don't aim to eliminate conflict. They aim to use it. They slow down the conversation just enough to understand what people are really concerned about. They distinguish between disagreement about goals, disagreement about methods, and disagreement driven by underlying fears or values. And they create space to surface these differences before locking in a decision. Leaders play a significant role in how conflict is handled. Often without meaning to, leaders signal what kind of disagreement is acceptable. If leaders react defensively, they shut down debate or move too quickly to resolution, people learn to self-censor. If leaders stay curious, ask genuine questions, and tolerate uncertainty, others will follow suit. This doesn't mean leaders avoid making calls. It means they allow disagreement to do its work before deciding. Another overlooked aspect of conflict is what happens after a decision is made. Many teams focus heavily on the decision itself, but very little on what comes next. Moving on after a decision is a skill, especially when people did not get their preferred outcome. Without explicit attention, resentment can linger. People may comply, but they disengage. Or they may continue to argue the decision indirectly through delays or passive resistance. Healthy teams make space to acknowledge that not everyone got what they wanted. They clarify expectations, they reinforce shared accountability, and they give people a chance to genuinely commit even if they disagreed. This doesn't require long conversations, but it does require intention. There's also a difference between productive conflict and chronic conflict. Productive conflict moves the work forward. Chronic conflict, well, it goes in circles. It replays the same arguments. It becomes personal, and it drains energy rather than focusing it. When teams are stuck in chronic conflict, the issue is rarely the topic itself. It's usually about trust, power, or unresolved history. Trying to solve those situations by pushing harder on the decision, it rarely works. They require repairing relationships and resetting how disagreement is handled. If you reflect honestly on how your team handles conflict, a few questions are worth asking. Do disagreements surface early or only when things are already stuck? Are people able to challenge ideas without being labelled as difficult? Do decisions hold over time or do they quietly unravel? And what happens when someone strongly disagrees with the final call? Conflict isn't a sign that something is wrong with a team. Often it's a sign that something important is at stake. The goal isn't to make conflict comfortable, it's to make it useful. Because when teams learn how to disagree well, decision-making improves. Trust deepens and progress becomes much easier to sustain.